Hey guys, so this is just my basic tutorial on how to edit, just the fundamentals of the edits you can do in game. I don't want to talk too much because there's already a lot of information in here that I want you guys to see. So we'll just get straight into it. So basically there's four structures in Fortnite. Most of you guys will know the differences, but I'm going to teach you today how to edit. Well, basically the basics of editing. So um, the first thing you want to do before you even start editing, I recommend every single person to do this, whether especially if you're new as well. Highly recommend it, is go into your settings, go to your game settings right here, scroll all the way down, and edit code. There's a setting called confirm edit on release. Now essentially what this is when you go to edit, so you push your edit button, and then all you have to do is select the tile. When you release your select button, it'll confirm your edit for you. So make sure you've got that setting on first. All right, so now that confirm edit on release is on, let me teach you a little bit about the basics of editing a wall. So I'm going to put a still image on the screen right now. You guys can pause it, screenshot it, and save it. It's basically all of the different wall edits that are possible in the game. I'm not going to go through every single one. I'm just going to show you guys the practical ones that you would use in game that I recommend that you learn. So the first one goes is called a Dorito edit. So these are called Dorito edits, I think. But basically it's just the three tiles on the bottom right. So right side Dorito edit is like this. When you let go and confirm, it ends up like this, like a half Dorito. And then if you do the same on the left side, 1 2 3 on the bottom left side, it does the same. Okay, so basically for the archway edit, what you do is you go 1 2 3 and then 4. This gives you this nice open area on the right side as well. And then you do the same on the left side, 1 2 3 4, and this gives you the same edit just on the opposite side. And then the last edits that I'm going to show you guys, the practical ones that I use daily, they're called peanut butters. Pretty weird, but it's what it's called, as a peanut butter edit. And basically it's just, instead of doing the bottom three, you do the top three diagonal. So 1 2 3 here, and then it turns into this one, and then on the left side the same, 1 2 3, and it makes this edit. So that's the basics of editing walls. Of course you have the most basic edit, which is your big window in the middle. You can also do a window here and a window here. I'm going to get into a little bit later in the video like what edits are significant and which edits you should be using and how to use edits. Okay, so the next edit that I'm going to teach you guys is stair editing. Stair editing is quite difficult, but once you get the hang of it and you kind of understand how it works, you're able to figure it out and it becomes a lot easier. So basically when you go to edit a stair, so you push your edit button, and you can see that whichever way the arrow is pointing is where the ramp is going upwards. Okay, so just to begin, if I wanted to make my ramp face this way to the left side, what I would do is you would select the middle arrow, the arrow that's right here on the right side, and you would drag it to the left and go straight up the middle. You don't have to go up the middle, just basically all you need to do is drag it. So if I go here and I drag a diagonal, it'll turn. If I go here, let's say if I go back and then I go here and drag it this way, it'll turn. But basically is you just want to hold the tile in the middle, so all of the middle tiles, so 1 2 3 4, those are where you want to start them if you want to rotate the full ramp. So if I wanted to rotate my ramp down, I would pick this one here and then rotate it towards this side here and then confirm, and it becomes this way. So again, to rotate your ramps, so say if I wanted to make my ramp turn to the right, I'd select this middle one here and then drag it straight to the right. That's how you can rotate your ramps, you know, left, right, up, down, whichever way you want to rotate them. Now for the single cut ramp edits, what you need to do is, the wall is different. When you edit your wall, whatever tiles you select, they disappear. When it comes to a ramp, whatever tiles you select for the ramp stay. So see the difference is, I selected these three stay. For the wall, if I select these three disappear. So the ramp is the only one that does that. But basically the way that you cut your ramps in half, or you know, cut them across, is you go for the top corners. So 1 2 3 4, all of these top corners here, wherever you start will end up being the bottom of the ramp. So if I wanted to cut my ramp up the right side, I would grab the bottom right here straight up to the top, and that will cut the ramp in half like this. So again, same on the left side. If I wanted to cut it in half going left, I would start at the bottom left, and go all the way up to the top, and then confirm, and it will cut in half. Same for if you wanted to cut it the opposite way. So I'm standing on the bottom, I select the piece at the top right, bring it down this way, and cut my ramp in half, and it stays like this. Or I can do the same on the opposite side, and it will cut it this side. And then you can also do the top across. You can do across that way, or you can go across this way and across that way. So I know it's probably going to be a little bit confusing. It will take you a little bit of practice. If you have to, just stand right here, you know, select this, drag it all the way up, confirm it, and then jump back on, reset it, and just do that a couple times so you can kind of get the feel for it. But of course, like, you know, the movements, all of the edits are going to be a little bit difficult at first. It's going to take you a couple tries. But honestly, just take your time. There's no rush in doing it. You know, practice makes perfect, definitely, and muscle memory is a big key to being able to do edits. So once you have, you know, the sort of movements down and you understand what cuts you want to make and where, the edit course, I was going to show you guys the edit course, but instead this is what I used to do when I was practicing. So when you're finished, or you know, when you've kind of familiarized yourself with which kind of edits you can do, what you can start is by selecting one type of edit to do. So you can either do in half like this, you can do down this way, and you just run through this and try and practice moving. So honestly, take it super slow. Walk, crouch, even get here, stop walking, you know, select your tiles, do what you have to do, confirm your edits, and then keep walking and doing it, you know, all the way until you get to the end. I set up about I don't even know how many this is, but you can, you know, you can set up a few and then just run through it by yourself in creative. And then when you're finished, to reset it, all you got to do is just run back, reset your ramps, and then start again. So same for the wall edits as well, whether it be, you know, the Dorito archway, left or the right archway. All you do is just pick one, walk through, and do only that edit until you get to the end. As soon as you finish, reset the walls, walk all the way to the beginning and start again and practice another different edit. Okay, so finally we're on to the flat and the cone. So the flat basically is pretty similar to the way you edit a wall. So when you select these tiles, they disappear. Same with the flat. So if I select this one, turn to this one turns into like a half. This one is a little, whatever you would call this. And then with a cone, instead of them disappearing, they just lift. So if this is on the ground, if I edit whatever one of these, they just lift basically. And then you could also do it from under as well. So if I place this, makes that disappear. These two disappear, these two disappear, and then with the cone, they just lift. If I edit, I think if I edit, oh no, yeah. So there's not really much to these. Basically, like the most common use for ramps is just editing these two top tiles, turning it into a ramp. So if you wanted to go this way, you would edit these two. If you wanted to go this way, you would edit these two. And if you wanted to go this way, you'd edit these two. And then for the flat, you pretty much just use them to, you know, block your head. And then when you get to a little bit of an advanced stage, is you can come up here and edit through your flat, you know, and ramp up. Or vice versa, if you have a cone, you can edit through the cone and go upwards. And then when you get a little bit more advanced, you learn how to edit through both. So if I just edit through, I'll be able to edit through both of them, which is a little bit more of an advanced technique. But those are just pretty much the uses of having a cone and flat, the basic uses of them anyway, just to start off with. So hopefully, you know, if you're a newer player, you learned something from that, or you began to understand the basics of how to edit and, you know, what you're doing while you're editing. There's going to be part 2s and 3s of this coming, but I just wanted to get this video out to show you guys, especially where you're new, these tutorials are going to start from like a medium or a basic, very basic level, all the way up to as far as I can teach. So if you have any questions, if you're struggling with anything, if you don't understand some things, don't be afraid to comment, let me know, or send me a message. Regardless, my DMs are always open. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.